I hope that you will join me tonight for the vice presidential debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz. I believe the most anticipated vice presidential debate, certainly that I can remember covering. Now, I also want to let you know that Donald Trump is preparing MAGA. Donald Trump is preparing his base. Donald Trump is preparing himself and Fox News as well for JD Vance to bomb tonight and get completely and totally destroyed. How do I know this? Well, because he's telling Kellyanne Conway during a very strange Fox Nation interview that it's all stacked against him. It's all unfair. It's rigged, just like the debates with Kamala Harris would have been rigged if he had agreed to more. He is preparing everyone so that when they see JD Vance get crushed, they say, well, it was because of the moderators, or it was because of something that has nothing to do with the actual substance. Here's what he had to say.
And I just believe when you see the end of that debate, are you going to let that be the last word of presidential debates of this season, end of your career, or are you going to want one more?
I would love to have 2 or 3 more debates. I like it. I enjoy it.
By the way, none of us believe that. He got brutalized in that debate. I would love to have 2 or 3 more. He's being hyperbolic. He's going too far. We have 30 days until the election, 2 or 3 more debates, just one more. What we want is one more debate. And he's scared because it went so horribly wrong.
To have 2 or 3 more debates. I like it. I enjoy it. But they're so rigged and so stacked. You'll see it tomorrow with JD. It'll be stacked.
Yep. It's going to be a stacked debate against JD tomorrow. Trump is preparing MAGA for JD Vance to fail so humiliatingly tonight and or setting expectations low. So if he survives without making a complete fool of himself, I am JD Vance and I am a member of Homo sapiens and women have biological processes that give them value, right? If he just can stay at 5% during this thing, he's setting expectations at 0 so that you go, hey, I don't know, he did pretty well. He did it. I was expecting 0 and he did 5. This is all nonsense. Now, the rules are quite fair. I want to take, just to prepare everybody, a quick look at the rules. This is from CBS, who's hosting the debate. Both candidates agreed it will be 90 minutes. There will be 2 4-minute commercial breaks. During the breaks, campaign staff are not allowed to interact with the candidates during the breaks. I don't know how they police that, but I assume that they do. There will be no audience. The moderators will introduce the candidates in order of incumbent party. So Walz will be first. There will be no opening statements. Walz will stand on the left side of the stage. And that means that it will be on the right side of the screen. That's interesting that they say it that way. So looking out by the candidates, Walz will be on the left, but that on our screen will be on the right. Vance will be at a podium on the right of the stage, meaning the left of the screen. Okay, there's probably a simpler way to explain that. Candidates cannot bring pre-written notes nor props. They will have 2 minutes to answer questions and 2 minutes to respond, 1 minute for rebuttals, and there could be additional time at moderator's discretion. I still say that this is not a format that lends itself to deeper discussion. But I have to tell you, 2 minutes and 2 minutes is better than what we've seen. We've seen at a lot of these debates, 90 seconds each or 90 seconds for the main person responding and then 60 seconds for the response. That's not good. You're not going to get anything out of them. And the other thing I like about 2 minutes is that you actually saw in the Trump-Harris debate that Trump was running out of things to say. And this is because on a lot of issues, Trump can only go one talking point deep. It's a trash talking point. It's a horrible talking point, barely functional. But he only has one talking point on a lot of these issues. He's got 30 seconds, maybe 45. If you give him 2 minutes, he's either going to have to fill time with nonsense or he's going to start not using all of his time and then being asked, you still have 30 seconds left. Do you want to say more? My hope is that the same thing happens to JD Vance. When he's given 2 minutes, he'll only have a minute of nonsense to spout, and that it will be even clearer, even more clear, that he doesn't really have anything. Anything else here that I want to go over? Candidates' microphones will not be muted when their opponent is speaking. but CBS News reserves the right to turn off microphones. Vance won a virtual coin toss. He's going to go second with his closing statement. Closing statements will be 2 minutes. Candidates will not have topics or questions. But of course, we, I believe, know that there will be questions about economic issues, presumably inflation, something about foreign policy, something about bodily autonomy. You can kind of predict what there's going to be. So Trump preparing his followers for JD to fail. Now, hilariously, last night, I don't know if this was before or after her interview with Trump, probably after, Kellyanne Conway hilariously appeared on Fox News and said she expects JD Walz to win the debate.
So I have high expectations for JD Walz tomorrow.
Yes. The winner tonight is likely to be JD Walz. Why can't they get JD Vance's name right?
We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel.
Trump also mentioning during this odd interview with Kellyanne Conway that women love what he did with Roe v. Wade.
And so the women thing, I did a great thing long term, and I think they'll understand, on the Roe v. Wade. I did a great thing.
Okay. Most women and most Americans do not agree with that at all. In fact, there was more support for the framework established by Roe v. Wade and abortion usually being legal in the United States. There was more support for that than at any time in history when Trump's 3 Supreme Court justices moved the needle enough to be able to overturn Roe v. Wade. And remember, if Trump's president, he'll probably get 2 more Supreme Court picks. And then finally, Donald Trump saying MAGA is really great. MAGA's just awesome.
That this happens to. I have a lot of enemies because I'm doing the right thing. This MAGA is a great thing because it says it better than anything anybody can say. I want to make America great again. And that's what we're doing. We have more support, I think, than anybody's ever had. And I think we're going to have a great election.
There you go. So Trump saying, why is anybody coming after MAGA? MAGA is an absolutely great thing. Trump is lowering expectations for JD and preparing you for him to fail bigly. Are you having trouble sleeping or staying asleep? Sleep is one of the most important foundations of mental and physical health. And our sponsor, Beam's formulation called Dream, is a delicious nighttime hot cocoa drink with melatonin clinically proven to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Melatonin can also help correct circadian rhythm disturbances, get your sleep schedule back on track, for example, in jet lag situations. Dream comes in great tasting flavors like mint chocolate chip, chocolate, peanut butter, sea salt caramel. I love the cinnamon cocoa version. No sugar added, sweetened with monk fruit, just 15 calories per serving. Dream hot cocoa it's just a nice way to wind down before bed. It's hot and flavorful. It's not overly sweet. It's a soothing way to relax about an hour before going to bed. Go try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder and get 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is in the description.